So, decided to do like a little update since it's been a few months since my last video. But um, recently I kind of figured out what my triggers were to the point where I can pretty much not have an attack. Still, there's new things all the time, so you got to get used to that. But first thing I figured out was fruit. I can have cooked fruit, which has really no nutritional value, so there's no real point at that point. But at least it's like variety in my diet. But raw fruit is bad. It gives me an attack every single time. Bananas, especially bananas, apples. So the attack that I had last time put me in the hospital for 3 days with pancreatitis as well. And it was apples that did that. So recently I found out that phentermine, I started taking phentermine to try to lose some weight before my wedding, and first day I took it, within 30 minutes I had an attack. But for some reason, Gatorade really kills my attacks, and I don't know why. I thought maybe it was the magnesium and potassium and all that's in there that was maybe like calming down the spasm. So I don't know, but it works. So I've recommended it to all the people that I know on Facebook and stuff that have sphincter of oddi dysfunction, and told them to try it at least. I mean, it's not gonna, hopefully not gonna hurt anything. So I was taking the phentermine, have an attack every day while I was on it. I was on it for 3 weeks, and it got to the point where that's no life to live. So I decided to try to lose weight on my own without any pills or anything, and it's been going fine without it, and I haven't had an attack. I tested out a theory about alcohol. I figured that the only reason, because I had drank tequila with no issues, but then I would have a margarita and I'd die. So I thought maybe it was just the fruit and sugar mixture in the sweet and sour mix that was maybe doing it. So the other night I had my first alcoholic drink in 5 months, which was a rum and coke. Not knowing that rum was made out of sugar. Basically, that's all it is distilled sugar. And I ended up having an attack that only lasted for a few minutes. I drank Gatorade and I was fine. But it freaked me out because, here I am thinking, oh, I'm good, I'm going to be fine, I'll be able to have a drink here and there, and find out, nope, you can't have anything. So, I'm going to experiment probably one more time with tequila, because it's made out of agave, and everything else seems to be a disaster, but tequila has never really hurt me before. So I'm going to test it and see what happens. Maybe at some point I'll probably just be like, I don't really need alcohol in my life, and just never drink again. I think it's just hard as a concept because I'm 25. So it's like never having a drink again when you're 25 is kind of harsh. But if that's the life I have to live, then that's fine with me. I quit smoking 8 months ago, so that's been going really well, and I think it helps. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, that's for sure, to quit. And then stress. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like when I get stressed out is when I start having more and more attacks. Honestly, fat has not been an issue for me. I thought I had a problem with peanuts for a minute, but it turned out I was on the phentermine at the same time that I tried eating peanuts. So I don't think that was a problem. Other than that, that's it. Fruit, stress, and maybe alcohol. And that's how I live. Um, just I wake up every morning, eat the same thing. I tried eating high carb breakfasts, and stomach wise, it was doing really, really well, but weight wise, not well. So I had to adjust my food. I can eat paleo as long as I don't eat fruit. So that's fine. But yeah, every day is a learning process, and finding out that I don't have chronic pancreatitis kind of helped a lot because I thought I was gonna die and there was nothing I could do about it. But I kept going into the hospital with these attacks and finding out it's not pancreatitis. Every time it's just like, what are you gonna do? You can't get a diagnosis and you're kind of just screwed there. So I'm dealing with doctors right now, trying to get them to actually find a test to do. For some reason, my last doctor thought that I was allergic to fruit, and that's what my problem is. Um, I can't even, when I have every symptom of sphincter of oddi dysfunction, and they just won't, they can't get a positive test, so that's the problem. But hopefully someday they will, and I'll get an actual diagnosis, and I'll be on the way. They said that it might be sphincter of oddi dysfunction, but it's right now my diagnosis is chronic pancreatitis, even though I've only had one episode of pancreatitis. So whatever, we'll figure it out. But wanted to say something to you guys for a little bit. All right, thanks. Bye.